back with Operation American Dream. I'm your host, Amy Scruggs. I have such a special guest right now, Gerri-Lynn Fives, who is from Pacific Sotheby's International Realty on Coronado. She's a legend here in San Diego and has done incredible work, but what a special story she has to share as we talk about VA homeownership. Gerri-Lynn, thank you. I was so happy that you said yes to come on the show.
Well,
I really,
you.
truly.
I'm honored, and I hope I can live up to the hype you just built on me.
You're
like, scary.
No, it's true. I was so happy when I found out your background, when you and I had talked a while back, and you served in the Army and the Navy. And if you're comfortable, I would love for you to share your story those years back when you joined to serve and what happened.
I joined the Army specifically to do a dietetic internship program. And then when I reached my 5th year, I got an inter-service transfer into the Navy. The Navy was short dietitians,
wow.
So they wanted somebody with experience and already been in the military, department head level experience. So that's how. That's
Not many people get to say that. That's pretty special.
It is pretty cool. So I'm thinking I might join the Marines now, but
let's hit them all.
Let's hit them all. See which one I like.
You, at a young age, serving the military, you had your son.
I did.
And you needed to find a place to live, and there wasn't housing, right?
Right. I was married at the time, and I was stationed at Fort Bragg. And the Army detailer, in all its infinite wisdom, decided that I needed to be a department head and wanted me to move on. And my husband at the time was at law school at Duke, and he was active duty. Mm-hmm. And they gave me several choices, and they finally sent me to Fort Huachuca, Arizona. At the time I had, he might have been about 2 years old, and he stayed behind and stayed with my parents while I drove cross country to find some place to live. And I come rolling into Sierra Vista, Arizona, and there was all these fabulous condos for swing and singles, but nobody would rent to a single parent.
Unbelievable.
So and there was no base housing. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm 90 miles southeast from Tucson. Right. So it's not like you can commute that every day.
And you're thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to land for my child? And you had family that was very big in the financial world, am I correct?
Yes. My dad was, vice president of a bank on Wall Street. My cousins who were my age were, financial guys on Wall Street. Mm-hmm. And, I came up with the bright idea that I was going to use my VA loan and buy a condo. Made sense.
And the family said, yes, that's wonderful. VA loan is the best thing. No, what did they say to you?
My father was beside himself. I mean, he was still beside himself that I was in the military, because ladies didn't belong in the military. And then I got my cousins on board and had them calling me and saying me, don't do this, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Well, I had no options. So the VA loan, and I had no money, the VA loan saved me.
No money down,
no money down, 100% financing. I had a nice 2-bedroom condo. Well, my ex-husband and I get divorced. I end up leaving the Army and going to the Navy, and now I've got this condo in Fort Huachuca, Arizona, which is not exactly the mecca of people moving to. Mm-hmm. So I ended up renting the condo out for, God knows how many years. And,
It's incredible. And then years later, you were able to, through some situations with divorce.
Yeah. So I got married again.
Right.
And I married a naval officer. And if you remember, when I bought the condo in probably 1984, interest rates were exorbitant.
Sure.
And then they started coming down. So I'm looking at it, and it makes sense. Well, I need to refinance this. Mm-hmm. So I called to refinance and was told, you're not employed. I had resigned my commission at that point. So I had to put my my then husband on title.
Right.
And then fast forward a number of years, and guess what? I get divorced again.
Right.
And in the divorce settlement, we're going through property distribution, and he says, that's half mine.
No, it's not. It was yours.
Technically, because he was on title in the state of California, it's a 50-50.
Right.
But when I told the arbitrator, the judge, that never stepped foot in the condo, the judge said it's hers. So I got it. It is amazing, because
to fast forward, you were able to take that home ownership. Now you had equity, and you were able to start building your wealth through VA homeownership from then forward.
Exactly. And again, Fort Huachuca, Arizona is not fast appreciation.
Right.
But I was able to put the place on the market, sell it in a relatively short period of time, and walk away with $108,000 in my pocket.
It's incredible. And
So-
Gerri-Lynn, you've taken that now, and you have been in real estate for how many years?
Oh, 18.
You took that experience, and how many vets have you been able to help now with that same experience?
I don't count.
It's amazing.
I don't count. But
And you can
I
share your
love-
story with them.
I love them. And they're like my little kids, and I want to take care of them. And, and I tell them the decisions you make today are decisions that can make
Right.
or break you later in life. And several of my clients have said to them, I hope when you're 50, I'm still alive, and you can call me and say, you know what, that was the best thing I ever did. I had this young couple, the wife was on the fence about buying a place, and I kept looking at him, and I said, OPM.
Right.
They're like, what's OPM? Other people's money. You're getting a VA loan,
Right.
no money down, and your mortgage payment is the same as your housing allowance.
Right.
I mean, how is this not a smart thing to do?
You were able to take that experience and now help so many people. When people meet you in the industry and see the vast career that you've had, you are so well known and a phenomenal career, but it started with that first experience. You're so great. I encourage everybody to reach out for you to share the story if they want to know about VA homeownership, to get in touch with you through Pacific Sotheby's International Coronado. Thank you so much, Gerri-Lynn, for the work you've done with our vets and for sharing your personal story today that just touched my heart so much. Thank you for being on
thank
Operation
you.
American Dream today.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back with more Operation American Dream.